Well, Matt, the Cox Falcons taking on the Bayside Marlins in a matchup of the Beach District that could mean implications come the 6A South Region playoffs for both these teams. And the Cox Falcons trying to end a losing streak to Bayside 6 in a row since 2007.
And as you heard Coach Stack and his players talk about in Cox at practice, trying to get that first ever win in the playoffs for the school's history. And being at home is a huge deal. The winner of this is probably going to be a 3 or 4 seed, whereas the loser might have to go on the road to play one of these two teams, or Kickintan, Western Branch, someone along those lines. Early on, it's the Cox offense with a miscue, a rare one there, and it's going to be Ellis McLean, the defensive lineman for the Marlins, rumbling 48 yards for the touchdown as Bayside strikes first on the road.
A huge break for the Marlins as Cox, for the second week in a row, finds himself trailing by a touchdown early on in the football game as Johnson will hand off to the running back, and we're going to see a lot of this in this matchup between the Falcons and the Marlins. The running game for Cox, not normally the side of the ball they've been using, but Johnson finds another receiver down the field inside the 20-yard line.
They're mixing it up with Cole and Shermer, number 22, and number 27, Matt DeMasi. This time it's Cole Johnson on the quarterback keeper, 9-yard strike there. 7-7, we're deadlocked here, and the Cox offense is looking for more behind Cole Johnson.
And Johnson down the field is going to find a receiver wide open, as that's Kalen LeBourne behind the defense, and LeBourne is not going to be caught. The sophomore running back makes a huge play in the passing game as the Falcons take the advantage.
Easy to understand why Rutgers has already offered the sophomore do-it-all everything, and of course left tackle Blake Camper is committed to Rutgers. Then it's an interception for that Cox defense, and guess who? It's LeBourne making a play on defense to help out the offense here as he returns it just inside the 5-yard line.
Daryl Sills knocks him out for the Marlins, and that would lead to this as Johnson hands to the running back, as Colin Sherman will find Pater in the touchdown for the Cox Falcons, as still in the first quarter it's already 21-7.
Coach Stack's group quickly recovering from that early 7-0 hole they were in, and then another interception for that defense. It is Matt DeMasi, the junior strong safety for Cox's defense, and again, excellent field position in the Bayside red zone.
And Johnson looking to take advantage as he'll fake to the up back and find Sherman, this time in the flat, and Sherman steamrolls his way into the end zone for the touchdown. 28-7 going to the second quarter. The good news for Bayside is they still have 3 quarters to try to make up the deficit.
Still do, and they would not quit offensively behind Daryl Sills, a workhorse running back closing in on 1,000 yards on the season. The younger brother of former Salem star Kevin Whaley, and he's very talented as well here as he shows the power off on this run into the end zone for a touchdown from 7 yards out. However, the extra point will be no good, so 15-point advantage for Cox early in the third quarter.
And the Falcons back on offense as Johnson, under pressure, steps up, and we saw his wheels in that Cox at practice highlighted in that run against Ocean Lakes, showing them off yet again, but he's going to lose the football, and the Bayside defense has a chance to make a play, and they are unable to, as a big recovery by C.J. Tabron keeps the ball with the Falcons.
Huge for them, and now Cox goes to the Wildcat formation. A little wrinkle Coach Stack put in as LeBourne finds the end zone on a 9-yard touchdown run. Cox cruising up 21 in this big battle going to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Matt, that play came about because Johnson lost his play card the previous play, so they put in the Wildcat, and LeBourne took advantage. But not to be outdone, the Bayside offense tries to make something happen as Isaiah Pooler comes up with a reception and the touchdown, but the Cox offense right back to it, and the field goal on the way. It's a little loopy, but it still counts as 3 points, and the Falcons lead by 18 late in the fourth quarter.
Nothing wrong with the hierarchy as long as it goes through here.
I think that one might have brought rain, Matt.
Yes, it might have. Cox up 18 on a Halloween night, always trying to spook out the opposition here. And this time, Bayside tried to trick, and it didn't work out here as it's recovered by Matthew Broccoletti on the fumble on the kick return. Bayside a little bit too cute on that one. It didn't work for them as they lose 44-27, but the Marlins still solidly in the playoff picture in 6A South. You see Dante Lampley with 177 yards passing, 2 touchdowns in defeat, while Kalen LeBourne totals 196 yards. Cole Johnson with a $178, 2 touchdown passes, and a touchdown run for Cox.